Hey, this is Scott again, working on another project, and what I'm making is a cucumber trellis, and I had to go down to my local co-op and pick up some supplies, some chicken feed, and I picked up a couple of hog panels. These are 16 feet long by 50 inches high, and they're galvanized metal panels, fencing panels that you can use. They call them hog panels because the fencing at the bottom is like 2 inches apart, so baby hogs can't get through. We don't have hogs here at the homestead yet, but it may be coming now that I got hog panels. But I'm using these hog panels to make a trellis, and you can see that I did one, and I didn't film it. I just wanted to try to get it done. And then I saw how easy it was once I was set up properly. And the second one, kind of with a little muscle and a little finagling, I think is going to go well. So let's see if we can put the second one up, and I'll show you the whole thing when it's done, and you'll see what I mean. I think it's a great addition to the garden. As you can see, I've already set up one cucumber trellis arch on the right side of the screen. Here I'm constructing the cucumber trellis from the beginning, where I've placed two small T-post stakes on the far edge of the raised bed near the fence, and am now trying to place the last two stakes closer to the camera on this side of the second raised bed. As you can see, I have to make holes in the landscaping tarp that is underneath the vegetables for my stakes to go into the ground. Once completed, the cucumber trellis arch will span from one raised bed to the other. The 16-foot hog panel that I'm using as an arch is essentially galvanized steel mesh and should hold up nicely under the weight of the cucumbers that I plan on growing here. Now that my 4 stakes are in the ground, all I need to do now is get the hog panel in place. It takes a little bit of finagling and a little bit of effort to wrestle the hog panel into its proper place. Now the only thing left to do is to make the hog panel arch a little sturdier by attaching it to a couple of larger T-posts, which I'll hammer into the ground. I'm using 2 T-posts placed at opposite corners from each other in order to steady this cucumber arch. I'll cut through the landscaping fabric again so that I can install the T-post. I'm being frugal with my T-posts, so I'm only using 2 posts to secure the arch. You can certainly use as many as you like, but frugality is generally a part of my homesteading mentality. I'm hammering in the T-post with my trusty sledgehammer rather than my T-post driver, so I won't accidentally hit the hog panel. The second T-post is installed and hammered in just like the other one. Now it's time to admire my new arched cucumber trellis. Let me explain my thought process with this new trellis system. Well, you can see I have some trellises put up here. This left one is my old hinge trellis that I'm going to use for the squash to give them a little extra room to run up it and down the other side. And then this is a new creation right here. This is my cucumber trellis, which I have my pickling cucumbers and my slicing cucumbers on there, and I'm looking forward to that because hopefully once they grow up the sides on both sides, left and right, over here and over here, the cucumbers will hang straight and they'll be easier to pick, so I'm really looking forward to that. you can see these cucumber trellises are tall enough for me to walk through. I'm 6'3", so that's about 6'4", 6'5" maybe. Perfect for me to walk under there and just to pick cucumbers off it once it starts getting populated with cucumbers. I'm looking forward to how it's going to work out. I think it's going to be great, and I think it's going to be a nice conversation piece for guests to look at from the porch, from the deck, and I think it's going to work out great. I'm looking forward to seeing it all in full bloom and full of cucumbers. Well, that's another great project done. I'm going to wire it up a little bit to secure it to these posts, but it's not bending or moving around at all. So I'm pretty happy with it. So another completed project. Well, it's getting on towards evening, and I just got one more thing I want to do. I have one more bed to plant, and I planted every other bed. I've got 12 25-foot rows of raised beds in my garden with wood chips sprinkled in between them, and I've planted all of them except I want to do some more okra over here on the north side, and in this one bed I have some zucchinis planted, but I want to plant some other vegetables, some fennel and some golden beets, and my wife loves those, so I want to make sure she has them. But I'm not real happy with the bed. It has a lot of, here, I'll turn that a little. It has a lot of organic material still in it. So these are some leaves that haven't broken down, and it'd probably be okay, but I just went over to the compost pile and filled up the wheelbarrow with compost. I'm gonna add that to the row so that the seeds have a nice soft place to land. So I'm gonna shovel that out right now and get it ready for some planting. Well, now that the row is raked out with the compost on it, it's looking really good and dark. I'm going to put some M.I. Gardner fennel in there. My wife loves that. For those of you who don't know, fennel has this anise or licorice taste to it, and she loves it chopped up and fried in the morning with her breakfast. I want you to see these seeds, how tiny they are. Look at those. I don't know if you can see them right there. Look how tiny they are. That's it. That's all you get in the package. Those are from M.I. Gardner, and they're called Florence fennel. That's supposed to be 150 seeds right there, but I'll plant them as I can, and we'll see what happens. Next, I'm going to try those Johnny golden beets. These are a little easier to plant. They're a little bigger, as you can see. You can get your fingers around them a little easier. And that's supposed to be a few hundred. There we go. I think you can see those. Yeah. Well, I've never grown bok choy in my life, but it's another thing my wife likes, so I thought I'd give it a try. So I cook a lot of it and it's enjoyable. A lot of people think it's just for Chinese food, but we like it for breakfast. It's a nice versatile green. Got kind of a crunchy taste, but look at that. Oh, look at those little black round seeds. Those things are tiny. They'll get away from you. They pour back into the package nice though. So that's bok choy. And these were from Seeds of Change, if you can take a look at that. So first time I've ever grown it. Let's give it a try. Well, I'll tell you the truth. Those bok choy seeds are almost impossible to see. So I had to keep going along the row and I couldn't stop or I'd lose my place as to where I was planting. So we're probably going to get way too many, or 30 bok choys in a foot, the way I planted it. But hey, that's okay. We'll see how it comes up. Everything we do is an experiment around here. And usually we make out okay. But now that now that all the seeds are in the ground, it's time to get some water on them, and I can go in for dinner. I'm really looking forward to seeing how these new trellises perform, and they're very sturdy, so I'm sure they can take the weight of the cukes. I'm just curious to see how it looks when it's all grown in. So that was the best thing I think I did today. We got the rest of the row planted here, so all we have left to do is the okra, which I can do tomorrow, and then the garden will be full. I have an area over by the compost pile that I've been thinking about putting the pumpkins, because I think they'll do really well over there. So I may kind of go off script and put them over there. Usually something grows over there every year, something volunteers, but I'm going to try growing sugar pumpkins over there because my wife likes eating those as well. So she loves her veggies, and that's probably why I have this hobby. Well, everybody have a great rest of the day. This is Scott at the Homestead. We'll see you next time.